Approach, my child, and choose where your new life shall begin. Which inn are you a patron of? Even the lowest among us can rise to greatness.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything, or take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over.
I say, you didn't hear any loud noises last night, did you? No, explosion sounds?
No, I certainly didn't. Is there a reason you're asking me?
No, certainly not. A small experiment may have gone awry, but clearly with no discernible consequences.
I see.
What? What is this stuff?
To worry about in the future.
What the fuck is this stuff? What is the lacquer stuff? No, but it's not in another room. Curious.
It was turned inside out.
I've already corrected future experiments.
But I'm sure the lacquer stuff is
This
here.
is why people have a problem with your college, Lalaland.
Don't just walk away from me. Where do you think you're going?
To the inn for a drink, of course. Where else could I even go in this god's-forsaken town?
The way is dangerous. I'll lead you across the bridge. What's your
I believe I've made myself rather clear.
Yes.
I'll give you a brief tour. The College of Winterhold has been a fixture in Skyrim for thousands of elements. The Arcanium is located above the hall, while and the Archmage's in the general meeting. The Archmage's responsibilities often unfortunately had to implement more stringent any real operations, but I would never heard as a I'll ask that you please keep your voice down while inside, as others may be working
Yeah, sure. Delicate experiment. Yep.
Now I'll show you to your quarters. This is where sharing space with your fellow downstairs. Let's go back to the hall. Please try and most of the members gather for lectures and study sessions. Initially, you'll be learning from Tolfdir, one of our most esteemed wizards. Tolfdir is likely already addressing the new apprentices. Go on.
Welcome, welcome. We were just as I was saying. Please, the first thing to understand you can control magic is
Sir, I think we all understand that.
Of course, my dear.
We couldn't be here if we
You
couldn't
all
control
what I'm
magic.
talking about is true ability.
What are we waiting for? Let's get started.
If not decades.
We've only just arrived here. You've no idea what any of us
You've been
want.
quiet so far. What do you think we should do? Is that
He agrees
so?
with us too.
All right, let's settle down. In continuing with our theme of safety, you start with I'll teach you all a war. Would you mind helping me with the demonstration? Are you at all familiar? Now, if you just stand right over there. Over there, please, just opposite me. You block it with the wall and keep away. Excellent work. Well, I think this is an excellent start. I'd like you all to continue practicing with wards, please. Good to see Scott. I suggest we... So...
Alright, a bit of a faster start for a mage. Let's see if we can make this work this time. I haven't ate anything yet, so we can sleep, gain some resting bonus, and then let's check. I don't remember if there is a staff somewhere, but if there is, we may at least steal one just to have it. Good. Good. Oh, there's even more. Nice. Not here. Let's check in the other room. Mage light. Oh, great. There we go, lightning bolts. If I can get this.
Restoration is a perfectly valid school of magic, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
I didn't know it was Colette room. Yeah, stealing that may be problematic, but it would be nice to get it. So, let's see. Can try to wait a little bit. We didn't eat any food, so we can wait.
Restoration is a perfectly valid school of magic, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
I need her to leave. Then the question is, we don't have any sneaking, so I don't know if it seems they will. Yo, okay. Good. And what's the stuff channeling on this? 10% destruction spell cost. Perfect. So let's do this too. And we're going to take alteration later, just not immediately. So Magnus, I haven't selected Magnus yet, have I? No. So Magnus is a good one, doesn't allow us to steal too much. We can steal, I think, 10 items, and yeah, I'm going to make use of those 10 items. So staves are going to be one of the main things we're going to steal, because it just speeds up the character quite a bit. There we go. Let's put the ward on 2. And now we can fight. So I think I'm going to try something different to level up, because I've been dying too much against bandits. Bandits are going to be a problem early on no matter what. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to kill mud crabs, and specifically I'm going to the island of the mud crabs and see how that goes. It may end up really poorly because there are some pretty big mud crabs there, and especially the rare one. That one is, I mean, any mud crab is one shot killed this build, but that one in particular is problematic because it can reach very, very far away. So I need to be careful with him. But on the other hand, if you can kill the mud crabs on that island, that's a lot of mud crabs. That's a lot of experience, and that's that should give us 5 levels easily. And mud crabs are slow, so we should be fine. And they don't have ranged weapons, which is probably the most important thing. So maybe I don't die this time. One of the issues I have with mage builds is how to start. Like really, you're very, very, very squishy, and you can only fight in melee because you know you use touch spell essentially, and so it's very easy to die. I think mud crabs are the safest option. Mud crabs, slaughterfishes, all this stuff are the best option for a mage. And of course the weather is terrible, so I can see where I'm going. I know the island is north, so we go north. But I really want to see the build going, like, get into the mid game, because I think it's going to be super strong once we get there. Like, we're going to be mostly a channeling, how's it called, concentration build. So we're going to use lightning ray and things like that. But once we get those, we should be able to do most of the content. Oh, we could talk to Septimus already. He should give us already the quest, so let's do it. Quest items are not that heavy anyway, right? Oh, actually, it doesn't matter. Let's not take it now. We can take it later. I don't know if like I know the sphere is quest item, so it doesn't wait. I don't know if the cube is also considered a quest item, so we can check later. Alright, let's keep going north. Actually, let's be careful to this slaughterfish here. Okay. It should be there. What? Why the music stopped? We're not going in, but let me find this. If I need to teleport, I can teleport. There we go. That icon on the map is where the island is, essentially. And once we are there, we need to be careful to not get too many to attack us. Jesus, what's happening? There was a dog. Okay. Alright. So this is the Crab's Island. And let's try to not get killed. The big mud crab is terrifying, mostly because, like all the big mud crabs, you can see the range of his attacks. Like, it looks like he didn't hit you, but he did. So, yeah. And also the other problem with this island is that you tend to attract everything if you move. you know, get too close to the big, to where all the crabs are. So we stay on the border and get the experience here. We need to get destruction to 25 minimum, and then alteration to 25. Alteration 25 gives us mage armor 2, which we've improved. The mage armor should be enough for bandits. The problem is we're not going to be able to cast it because we don't have magicka, because we took ritual. So I don't know yet what to do there, but I need some kind of either cost reduction or a potion, or I don't know. I haven't decided yet. 45 magicka, sorry, 45 magicka meant. I also need to do the mage quest line. So the way the scaling, Magnus scaling works is that you get the bonus to the staff to magic casting when you have a staff for each mage quest you complete. So we have to do some pretty tough quests to get the bonus up and running. I'm mostly worried about Fairglow Keep. So we need destruction 50 minimum to do Fairglow Keep, and it will be a jump in the dark even with that, because well most of the Fairglow Keep we can kill easily. The thing that scares me of Fairglow Keep is the final room, because you are trapped with 2 Atronach and a psychopath there. So I think the best option would be to not fight her, and I have an idea on how to do that, but we'll see. And it may be that we don't have that option. Yeah, we're getting a lot of experience. So this is, if you start from Winterhold, this is probably the best place to get early on experience, but I think it's pretty clear. Actually, the Winterhold, the start is not that bad. You don't have that many bandits, but you have a lot of mud crabs to kill. Come on. Nah. This one is one of the big ones. The range of this one is deceptive. You don't expect them to hit you, and they hit you. No car. Alright, let's get more small ones. And the Ritual Stone does real good with fights like this one. Every time we kill all the enemies, our regen goes up 500%. It's so good. It's just so good. The Ritual Stone is amazing because of the regen at early on. The damage is great, but in my opinion it shines in making the early game easier if you can kill the enemies far quickly now. Okay. So it's important we clean the border of this island before we go to the center. It's very easy to get all the mud crabs angry with you. So one time I died because I couldn't move. There was literally mud crabs all around me. Yeah, they are level 1, but like when you start having 20 mud crabs around you, then you're going to die. Alright, this looks good. Okay, some big one now. Can I attract only one? Yes. No, those are medium sized. Yeah, I think we may do fellow keep without killing the boss. If everything goes as planned. Why there are so many goats on that island? $69. We go up to 22. If you want to do the big one, I need to have a range spell. I cannot use a touch spell. It will get way too close to me. And then it's too dangerous. Awesome. No purse. Nice. Hey, I want to play a Magnus build. I want to see this. Like, I think this build will be very, very strong if I can get to the mid game. So it's going to be mostly channeling concentration spells, and we will get some really strong staves to use. I like the idea of a Magnus build. It has a good progression. So I always wanted to do it. The problem is, for some reason, lately I've been dying a lot with mages. So with this particular build, this is the 4th attempt. I don't know, I'm getting impatient, I guess. No. Okay. So we are almost there. Okay, level up, get some magic, and get spell power. So this has to be the only mage build where I don't take the powered elements, because we will cast always with one hand, which feels so weird every time I reach level 20, because dual casting is kind of the bread and butter. Is that the mod? Yeah, yes it is. So I died twice today with this build, so I decided to start in winter all this time. Kill the mud crab colony, and then we do some bandits once I have... well, actually, I don't want to do bandits. I died too many times to bandits. I'm honestly tired of bandits. But yes, this is the mud crab colony. It's if you start as a mage, this is one of the better starts you can have, because you get a ton of experience out of this place. So you have my recommendation. Alright, we get firebolts and abyssal parasite, I guess, arcane missile. Let's take abyssal parasite. So it's probably going to be more like a abyssal mage, this one. Alright, we have a range spell. Right, 2 range spell, but how much? Abyssal parasite is 46. Yes, it is risky. But honestly, given how bandits have been in the past week, I feel like the big mud crab is the least of my problems. Like this morning I got one shot by a crossbow while I thought I was covered. The board went through the ice and killed me, so again, maybe the mud crabs are not that bad, guys. So yeah, the one in the middle is able to kill me, but I got a ton of experience already, and we can try to kill him with Abyssal Parasite and then Fireboard, and I can run away from him, right? So I can get on top of the hill. Should be fine. Trust the process. Man, that guy is scary as hell. The problem is not that he's one-shotting me. The problem is that if you know that crab, you know that the range is really bad with that crab. Like, oh great, it didn't work. Oh great, I missed. Yep. All right, we stay on the rock and try to stay away from him. Recover, get back all the magicka, and then we kill him. I mean, it's not like we are melee, right? We don't have to melee him. We need to just be smart enough to not be hidden by him. So, and again, the main issue with him is that he has an insane range that you don't realize until you're close. Right, so I just need to keep a distance of a few meters. It should be fine. And he cannot reach us on the rock. Yeah. The previous attempt of this build, I died inside Embershard Mine. I was on the water and there was a two-handed bandit that was kind of glitching in and out, like was swimming and then standing on a rock, and when he was standing on the rock he was doing power attacks really quickly and he destroyed me. So honestly, the mud crab are the least of my problems, because at least they don't do that kind of shit. And then we can do we will do some bandits, but I want to have mage armor up, or at least some kind of defense. Any kind of defense works. I want to get this build up though, like having one additional slot in the, like using the staves is kind of strong, feels strong. Some staves give you spell power, so it must be really fun to use this one. And then the good thing about this build is that you can find a lot of nice staves, right? Special, unique staves. I think it's a really good blessing, Magnus. It's similar to Vermina in a way. You have a lot of things to look forward to, and you get a good power up every time you find a new stuff. Okay, another cycle like that, and then we killed him. But to be honest, I don't understand why you don't find Drogr scary. Like, for me, I still think they're among the most scariest enemies. I know that they're predictable, but holy shit, the mages, the shelters level 1 can still be pretty worrying. Like, yes, Arcade gives you defenses, but I don't know. Like, for instance, I'm not doing Sartal right now because I'm kind of worried about, like, I died once to Sartal with this build. It's I don't know. I don't think Drogon are that easy. It probably, you know what's the problem? They have a lot of health. They have a ton of health, so they get a lot of chances to fuck you up. That's what is scary about them for me. There we go. Killed him. Didn't get nearly as much experience as I hoped for, but whatever. But the good part of killing him is that you get 75 pairs. Each one has a value 75, so we're going to get some good money out of those. Speaking of, it would be nice to get the speech perk, the bartending perk. Source time is, yeah, I understand that. I did it once, but I don't know. I need to learn more about source time. I think if you know what you're doing in source time, you can level up pretty quickly. I agree there. I think I just don't have that kind of secret knowledge. Like for instance, in one of my tasks in source time, I got attacked essentially from nowhere by one of those freaking, and there was nothing I could do about that. It just destroyed me. And also the Ash golems, or whatever they're called, the Ash guardians. Yeah, this is pretty easy to do. Yeah. As a mage, you should fight mod crabs because they don't have any resistance to your damage. Yeah. Ah, good point. I see. Alright, we killed everything, right? Yeah. Perfect. So, I thought we would get more experience. We didn't. Curiosity, why there are goats here? Just an island of goats, or...? Alright, there is nothing else here, right? Check. No, there is nothing here. Alright, let's go back to the coast, and then we go toward the Dawnstar. There are a few, again, mostly mud crabs. Yeah, I think I just don't know source time good enough, and I'm so used to the main world. Like most of the starts, I know what to do when I get there, right? So I guess that's why I feel more comfortable starting in Skyrim. Watch me die. I just said it, I just jinxed it, and the game has been killing me in the past days non-stop, except for the sunlight weapon build. Yeah, good point. Sartal really sucks. I don't want to do it. I need to do it, but I don't want to do it. Is there anything here? Why there is a ramp going up? Oh, there is a gold door. That's why. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah. That's true. Solstheim is definitely... It's more packed in terms of insights and things you can find. That's... Yeah, that I have no... I agree. Now, one issue I have in Oscarim is these places. There is a ton of terrain that has nothing on top of it. Like for instance, it's super weird there are no mud crabs here, or like anywhere else. There's only a few onkers, and that's Yeah, if you specialize, you can definitely find them. I see the point. No, I'm trying to decide what is a good build, a good start for a mage. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, Ricklings, I've thought about that, but the issue is they do bleeding and they have a strange attack, really strange attack. So sometimes you just get hit because they throw it at you, right? And sometimes you just get hit. I don't know. I don't trust them. Yeah, they are pretty. Yeah, but honestly, I don't like. Novice mages don't have that many targets that are safe to defeat. If I start warrior, I know more or less what bandits I can do, and it's... I don't want to say straightforward, we died in the past, but I can deal with bandits, right? Especially if I had the blocking. The mage... I don't know, like for me the only thing the mage can do at novice level is mod crabs. Yeah, you can do some bandits, but it's very risky. And the mage takes a few levels before it's effective against bandits. Of course, there are variation on the mage that work really well regardless. Like the conjurer, of course, you can start from level 1 to kill bandits. But like the structure mage, you have only touching spells and you don't have any defense. And, even fighting Ricklings, right? How do you fight a Rickling with only touching spells? Yeah, the Grasp is a fantastic spell, I agree. But again, you need to get close, right? And... No, jump. We lost all our stamina. Yeah, the grasp is really good, I agree. it's strange that he has the kind of range he has, but yeah, I agree. Same for the Abyssal Grasp. They're both pretty good. But telekinetic sand is not an option for this mage. We don't have the stamina. Alright, let's go toward the Dawn Star and check if we find some more wood crabs. Yeah, but the issue is the stamina, not magica, right? If you use telekinetic sand. Like even with this build, you can tell that the problem is not the magica. We can cast quite a few fireballs before we are we run out of magica. Sorry. Everybody here at home is sick, so I'm getting sick too. Yeah, the problem of starting in Winterhold is that you encounter a ton of those, and they are annoying. There we go. We got fire sparks. No, there are some dungeons just not viable at this level for the mage. I'm trying to be cautious because we have 137 health with no armor. So it takes one bolt to kill us. Therefore I try to not do the bandits. So what that means is that we're a very limited amount of enemies that we can find and kill on the map, and sadly it is what it is. Hell, even at the 25 alteration, we still will have be selective on what we try to kill. But at least I will have mage armor too. And the weather now sucks, so I cannot do that camp, because that camp you can kill from up there. Yeah, no, unironically the strategy is not getting hit, but I like check the streams. I've been hit so many times in the last days that I think I'll stay safe on the safer side this time, or at least try to be safer. Honestly, I've been destroyed. This the Magnus build. I never managed to get past level 10. There is always something that kills me or hit me, and it's always some kind of skilled crossbowman that does insane amount of damage. Often through mage armor, like, come on. It's in general, it's the issue with the mage, with the yeah, with the mage. Oh, actually, let's make some destruction potion. No, what I should do is I should buy, or I don't know if you can make them, but buy a resist arrow potion when I fight when I go and fight bandits. So the first thing you do is you buy that potion, and then as soon as you decide to do bandit camps, you pop their potion, because it's really just that. Right, if you have enough range resist, then you can deal with 90% of the bandit content out there.
The mortar and pestle makes potions, if you can't tell from the name.
What?
Just step up. No. I found... Well, aren't you... So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
And she doesn't have a resist potion, of course, and no scrolls. Of course, that would be too easy. Dang it. Okay, Shrouded Grove. Ooh, nice. The weather is improved. Yes, enough magicka to cast everything in H. Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, you're trading though, because you will get one-shotted by spells. Like, the difference between Altmer and Dammer is almost 150 resistance, right? Like, you have, well, no 100, it's 75 plus 50. Like, not only the Dammer doesn't have the downsides of the Altmer, but it has fire resist, which is pretty good resist to have. It's not as good as a frost resist, but it's pretty good. That's the limitation of the Altmer. So yes, you can use an armor, but you still are weak to elements, and you know, Fagro keep as an Altmer, good luck. Like, at least I know that with this build, there are a few enemies that won't do too much damage. You as an Altmer, you will always get the maximum damage if you go in with Why the weather is so shitty? I cannot even kill the one here because I don't see them. Like, there are some bandits there, but yeah. I know. Maybe it's me, but every time I play an Altmer, I reach a point where I can feel the weaknesses impeding my play. But even then, I still... Mad respect to people that fight Mirak with that kind of defenses. Yeah. At some point, that 10% will have an impact. Like, there is a huge difference between 50% for fire resist and 55% fire resist. So, definitely. But early on is a pain in the ass. Like, if you find a trickster, you better have a ward up. Speaking of, the Dammer has a free level, apprentice level ward, which is so strong that when NPCs have, they are automatically stronger than anything around them. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm biased, but I feel like the Dammer is just a superior race for permadeath. You do more damage, you do more, you take less fire damage, you don't have the detriment, you don't have any detriment really. Like, the detriment is 10% more spell cost, and honestly, who cares? Okay. This one is a perk, so let's take it. One. There we go. How much armor? 150, okay. Oh well, better than nothing, I guess. And this channeling thing of staves can be really nice. Like, getting a 10% discount on a ritual build is pretty sweet. Yeah, we cannot open anything as always. Right, more damage. We are up to, okay, 101. Not that much more damage, but still. The thing is, think about it numerically, right? The Altmer has 25 for each element detriment, so it's 75 detriment, and the Dammer has a 50 fire resist, plus on damage reduction, but let's stay only on the 50 fire resist. So this means that there is a 75 plus 50 difference between the two races, just in terms of resist. I don't think having more magicka is worth that penalty. Like, it is fun to play Altmer, definitely, but that's like the definition of a glass cannon. And with this particular build, I took the Azura teaching, so I have 10%, I take 10% more damage from magic, and I still feel more safe than playing an Altmer. That's my, and again, maybe it's me, but it does feel like this to me. Every time I read the Detriment, I'm like, nah, nah. Yeah, early on you don't feel it, but then when you reach the end game, you need to compensate. You need to compensate for 75, not 10, right? 75 weaknesses, 75 points of weaknesses, right? Honestly, I think the ultimate, the weakness should be reduced to 15 each element instead of 25. Although there is a way to make use of the ultimate, I think that if you can reach probably the amulet is the way to buy. Yeah, I see the point. So you have one slot. You consume it for the fan. No, but I think okay, that for sure that would work. I think though what you can do is you can rush a Alteration Expert and then use Bend Blood, and then use the additional Magicka to deal with the limitation. Like, yeah, you get more damage, but who cares? I get damage to Magicka. I mean, I'm a fucking ultimate. I have infinite Magicka. I think that is the solution. The problem is you need to reach, like, that's how I would build the ultimate. I would just go fully on Bend Blood and use Bend Blood all the battles. So even if you do more damage, then because I take more damage from, I don't know, your spells, you need to deplete my Magicka, and you're not going to deplete my Magicka because my Magicka is constantly up, right? So that would probably be the strongest option for the ultimate. So I would. That seems to be the spell that changes the ultimate from a squishy build to a pretty resistant mage. And because you get so much more Magicka, and you can you get the kind of insane regeneration, then you can even get like stuff like channeling. Like, you can really play on regeneration, on Magicka regeneration as much as you want, and they won't be able to kill you with Bend Blood. If I need to see it in practice if that's the case, but if my understanding is correct, then that basically makes the build. What is the other one? So
Death is what you want. Have it. Come on.
Bad time to get lost.
Just die already, faster.
So a nice small bent blood, and nothing can stop you. And then, like, my my take on bent blood is, as an nightmare, what bent blood would do is it would make it possible to be fully offensive. Like, yeah, okay, I don't have the best resistance. I can see him. He's behind the hill, isn't he? Yeah. What bent blood will do is, it doesn't matter anymore what damage, how much damage I take. I have so much resistance that it doesn't matter. Where is the other one? Where is the other one? Yeah, exactly, right? Especially, especially if you can heal. So especially if you're not a vampire, or you're a vampire, you can use the, you know, the necromantic empowerment. So, but that's the thing, right? It's a win button, but it's especially win button if you're an Altmer, because bad blood depends on your magic, right? And if there is one race that can keep up its magical supply, is the Altmer. There is nobody that can be as good as the Altmer in that regard, right? So a huge magical pool, because you also get a huge bonus at the beginning. Where is the other one? Where the hell did she go? Is she shy? What is the problem? Where is she? I don't see her. Oh, don't make me go down. Whatever. But again, the problem is reaching that point, so you need to have a way. I guess the amulet of the nine is the way to go. So you just sacrifice one. Oh shoot! I don't have stamina. What have I done? That's not good. So you sacrifice one slot, and then when you reach the hemorrhagic, when you reach the bent blood, then you switch to full damage. That is an ultimate that I could enjoy probably.
I submit.
It's a good plan, I think. Dang it. I didn't do it on purpose. Leave me alone. Bent blood sounds like a spell that is very, very easy to abuse. Not abuse, but you know what I mean. To make yourself very. Okay, we don't go inside because those will follow us. So let me just. It would be better to sleep. Whatever. Let's stay on the coast. Just sleep. Yeah. So. I think I'll play an Altmer soon. This one I want to finish it in this form, because I think the Dummer is the right choice, because single we cannot empower the spells, right? But when we play the Restoration one, I think I'll go Altmer, because I will play with wards and other things like that, so I should be able to protect myself from elements while doing some real damage. We will see if the theory is correct about the bent blood. Can I do the pirates? Well, really, what's really the appeal for me for bent blood is that, like in all my classes, usually rings, amulets are used for protection. I think with bent blood, you care less about protection, so you can really go full in on on spell power, for instance. You can just say, no, I go full spell power, whatever. Can I do this without dying? There are 2 enemies at the entrance. Yeah, the archer is going to be the problem. They're not coming out. Fuck. Well, one more locked dungeon for me. I'm not going in again. And in Altmer, full spell power must be some kind of a thing to behold. Like I think it's one of those builds that you want to see. You want to see in practice. It must be really fun to play. Like in the end game, you just melt over everything. Yeah. Like you go restoration, use penetrating light and kill basically anything with it. It's funny that one of the strongest, if not the strongest channeling spell is not a destruction spell, it's a restoration spell. Of all the things. I guess it makes some sense, but it's still funny. I need to be careful, it's night time. I can't see shit. And I would go heavy armor for that build, probably. I would consider heavy armor. Just because the Daedric Battle Mage set is very, very strong. Altmer Sapiarch Azura. Which actually, for that particular build, Azura may not be a bad choice, right? Because if you self-enchant it yourself, probably you can squeeze it a lot of spell power out of Azura. And other stats, right? Like, there is a big difference between 100 magical regeneration, 133 magical regeneration. I didn't see him. Can I kill him? No. Because sadly they got regeneration. Dang it. Maybe if I use the staff. Nah, but then again, using the stuff is such a waste in this particular case. What about the bandits? Another problem here is the archer there. Like, wait, they can reach me. Uh-oh. 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 Come on, balls. Come on. Fuck. Oh boy. I don't want to die again. I need to start again from scratch. Oh, finally. And now the dumber, but how do I do the dumber? Yeah, because he will have the ward up. Okay. I think I can break his ward with the staff. No, I cannot.
So much easier to rob when
Dang it! And there we go again. This thing with the ward. What kind of ward has he? Like the stuff does what? 190 shock. Okay, maybe that's the reason. Oh, that was a hit though, game, Like, I'm bad, but that was a hit. Come on. We consume the stuff. Whatever. Ja, igen ork... Oh, a scary ork, actually.
Great.
Why is not coming to me if he can swim? The orc has decided to just stay there. Even the game gave up, it just decided to give me like the you won sound. Whatever. Okay, our buffs are almost depleted, so oh hey, look who's here. Yay. Not the easiest start I've ever had. No, come on, game. All of that for nothing because we don't have a way to get treasures here. No. So we're going with 25 alteration, and then I think I will go up with destruction. It's again one of those builds where the higher is the main skill, the better. We don't need multiple skills, we need one skill, destruction, to go as high as possible because that determines the damage and essentially what enemies we can fight. What? Alright guys, I'll stop here and continue later. We need to get to 25 alteration and 50 destruction next time I play, and hopefully not die. Thanks for joining, see you later, bye bye.